Today we're going to be doing pizza dough with my two oldest kids, Angelina and Jack, and we're going to be starting off with Angelina putting the water in the mixing bowl. So this is warm water, not too hot, not too cold. Just going to pour the whole thing in. Good job. And now we're going to have Jack. We're going to pour the yeast in. We're using active dry yeast. Put that right in there. You want to give it a little stir?
Can we take turns?
A little mix. So we're going to put the yeast in the water and we give it a little stir to activate it. Go ahead. And give it a little stir. Okay. So we're going to set that aside for a few minutes and let that sit and activate. So now we have let the yeast and water sit for about 5 minutes, and now we're going to add our flour. Today we're using 00 flour, and we're going to be putting the flour right in the bowl. So can you put in 3 cups? Level cups? How do we level it? Okay, perfect.
It's like snow.
What?
And 2.
3.
Can I do 1?
Now you're going to do 3 too.
So heavy.
Use the back of your hand, okay? Now when you're leveling off flour, I'm going to show Jack. You're going to get a nice scoop. You're not packing it down. You're going to brush it so it's even, and then take the back of your pinky. No, put your pinky flat. Put your pinky flat. And we brush it off. So it's
Oopsie.
okay.
Oh, wow. Sugar.
Okay, so now we have our flour, our water, and our dry active yeast in here. Angelina's going to add our brown sugar. That makes really nice crust when you add sugar. You put the whole thing right in there.
Am I dumping it or just doing
You're dumping it right in, yep. And then we're going to add in our extra virgin olive oil. So that's about a 1/4 cup. I just eyeball it. Pour this one in. Okay, Jack, you're gonna add the salt next. Okay.
Salt. Where's the salt? Oh, there it is.
Here it is. And do you know which one the tablespoon is? Okay, so we're gonna do this gentle, right? There's a lot in here.
Mom, I want to do it myself.
Okay. Perfect. A tablespoon of salt in there. And now,
Salt.
yep, salt's right in there.
Ooh.
All right. Now we're gonna add a pinch of our Parmesan cheese. This is, it adds a nice flavor, so nice healthy pinch right in there.
Like this?
Yep.
Okay.
Whoa. A couple more in there. Jack, do you like this cheese? And do you like this cheese? All right,
And
that's
what's
good.
this cheese?
And now we're gonna add our couple pinch of our Romano cheese. Okay, no, pinch. I know you like this the most, but one more pinch. All right, beautiful. Okay, now we're gonna put this on top in our mixer on speed 1 for now. We're gonna start on 1. Okay. So, guys, what do we like to do? We like to have pizza night every Friday night.
Yeah.
So we try to do pizza night every Friday night, right? And you guys.
Tacos Tuesday.
And Taco Tuesday, maybe we'll do a video for that. And then what else? How do you guys like to make your pizza? What do you like on yours?
I like just cheese.
Just
I like
cheese?
just none.
None. You don't like anything else?
I also like
The bomb.
pepperoni. I also like
What do you mean,
pepperoni.
cheese?
I also like pepperoni. I like pepperoni cheese. I
Pepperoni
like
and cheese.
broccoli. Pizza.
Oh.
Cheese.
Okay.
Oh.
All right.
Hi.
Right now the dough is coming together. It's coming together really nice. And we're just gonna work all the ingredients together, getting that gluten development in there. And now I'm just gonna bump it up to about 2. And we're gonna really let this mix for about 5 minutes. So it's coming together really nice. So our dough is coming together really nice. I'm just doing the pinching test. Sure. So I'm making sure it doesn't stick to my hands, and I'm making sure that, so yeah, it's not super sticky, but could use a little bit more flour. The dough is a tiny bit wet. So I'm just gonna add really just like a pinch of flour. That's all it needs. And I'm gonna let it mix.
Can I wash my hands?
Sure. And then in a few minutes, I'm gonna take this out onto the table and I'm gonna knead the dough. So now the dough came together really nice, and I'm gonna get my bowl scraper. Just a little flat plastic scraper.
I love making pizza.
Pizza.
And now I love doing snow.
I forgot to mention that I used a dough hook when I mixed up our dough. Not it's there.
Do you want me to hang it back on?
No, I'm just gonna pop it right there. Thank you. So then I'm just gonna put a little flour in my hands, and we're gonna knead this and activate the gluten a little bit more. So I'm just gonna be kneading the dough. I'm rolling the ends in, pushing it down with the heels of my hands here.
I got my rolling pin.
Jack's getting all ready. He's getting ahead of the game.
And I got this.
That's a pizza cutter, but we're not quite there yet. So as you can see, I'm incorporating more flour as I go. Very, very little, just the dusting of the table. So I'm really just kneading with the palm of my hand and just working that dough. We're adding air, we're working the gluten development, and we're really actually adding flavor to the dough as well, believe it or not. And we're gonna really work that. All right, so this is coming together really nice. You could tell that our dough is nice and smooth. It's not sticky. So what I did was I just rolled it. So I'm taking my hands and kind of rolling it against the counter, the cutting board here, and I'm just tucking it in and making a really nice tight ball, because this is gonna sit on the counter in a bowl for about 4 hours. I'm gonna lightly take a tiny bit of olive oil to there. Just rub it around. And we're gonna pop the dough right inside there. And then I'm gonna take our saran wrap and cover it nice and airtight. For 4 hours, we're gonna let this sit. All right, so now we've let our dough sit for 4 hours, covered on the counter, and we're gonna take it out and we're gonna knead it and fold it a few times. See? Feel how nice the dough is?
It's kind of
not your whole hand.
It's kind of like a squishy, like a trampoline. Yeah.
Squishy like a trampoline.
Boing.
All right, so instead of putting our hands all over it now, we're gonna lightly flour our surface here.
Mom, what's it?
Well, I needed that. We're gonna grab our bowl scraper that Jack wanted to hide. And
Bowl scraper.
okay. And we're gonna empty our dough.
That can't fit.
Loosen it up.
Loosen it up, and we need rolling pins for the rolling.
And we're gonna put our dough on. Okay.
It's kind of like wet.
So yeah, well, it's just moist from the
oil.
The oil that was in the
Oil. This oil.
Yeah. Oil. Okay. So now we're gonna take the dough. we're gonna divide it into 4 pieces.
4 pieces? Why?
How many?
How do I do it?
4? And what is that?
4 pieces.
How many pieces is this right now?
2. And now it would be 3. And then 4.
All right. So
And
we have,
then which one?
all right. So no.
Which one?
Which one? So we have roughly 4 evenly sized pizzas here.
Pizza.
These kids are gonna want to make their own pizzas. So what I'm gonna do from these 4 larger ones, I'm gonna cut one in half. So they're gonna have individual. These will be their individual sized pizzas. These are gonna be just regular large pizza doughs. So what we're gonna do now is we're going to just roll it, push it down. I want to fold it again, and then one more time roll it. I just want to incorporate some layers in there. And then I'm going to do it one more time. 1, and I'm folding. So I'm folding it in half and then pushing it down. And then rolling it. I'm just adding a little bit more air into the dough. Okay. Then I'm going to lightly flour a spot on our board here. Okay, I'm going to put those aside. So we're going to do the same thing. Fold, fold, roll. Jack. Oh, fuck.
Mom, I have much more.
Okay, stop. Okay, and then we're going to take our larger doughs and do the same thing. So we're going to push down, fold, fold, roll. Push down, fold, fold, roll. Okay. Okay, so what are we doing with the flour? I thought we were using this flour, no? Okay. We don't have them too close to each other on the board. Okay, we're doing the same thing.
We do the same thing.
Fold. What are we doing? Fold, fold, roll?
Fold, fold, roll. Fold,
Fold,
roll.
fold,
roll. Fold,
Fold.
roll.
Fold. And I just like this. I think it just adds a little bit more air into the dough. And of course, we're going to relax the dough after we roll these out for another hour on the counter. And then we're going to actually
Roll it.
put them in, after that hour they're on the counter, we're going to actually put them in the fridge covered with a cloth or Tupperware. You can throw it in a Tupperware if you want, or a cloth, put it in like a sheet pan, put the dough balls right on top of floured surface, covered with the cloth, and we're gonna put it in the oven. Oh my god, the oven. Oh. We're gonna be putting it in the refrigerator overnight to let the dough really gain flavor. Okay, so we're gonna let these rise for 1 more hour. We're gonna take a towel.
There we go. And I made a square.
Place it right over the dough just like that. Okay, and we're gonna let this sit for an hour. We will come back in an hour and I'm gonna transfer them to a chicken that's floured, and we're gonna put them in the fridge for a day. And we'll finish our pizza for tomorrow night's dinner. Yep. So we're gonna finish our pizza for tomorrow night. Okay, so now we're back. Our dough has sat overnight, and we're gonna start rolling it up and baking it. I had my oven preheating at 500 degrees. I had it preheating for about a half hour. 45 minutes after it got to temperature, I waited about half hour, 45 minutes, because I want my pizza stones to get nice and hot. So if you don't have pizza stones, you could put it on a sheet pan and preheat that in the oven and get your pizza on there, so it's kind of a nice hot surface. So I'm gonna have the kids roll out their dough first, and then I'll go to the larger doughs. So Angelina, I'm gonna put a little flour down on the surface here.
Okay. I do mine.
I already know how to
make pizza.
Oh, cool. Okay. And I'm Jack. I'm gonna
So
put.
I can literally do by myself. Like you put the flour.
Okay.
Come on, hands.
I'm sorry. Okay. So we're gonna grab.
Ooh. I love
If you
this
remember, we
small
did
flour.
smaller
Yeah.
hold on, wait.
When are we rolling it?
One second. We did flour, smaller doughs for the kids and large doughs for everything else. But okay? Okay, so we're gonna put a little bit of flour on top, guys. Okay.
There we go.
And this I'll demo.
Oh, we're gonna roll up.
So, okay. I'm gonna demo with the large one, I guess, as well.
Okay.
Okay, so first you guys are gonna pat down gently. Gently pat it down.
Done?
All around, okay? All around.
I want to be done right now.
Oh, you wanna be done, okay. Okay. Okay, we're almost done. All right, so now we're gonna take our two hands. And we'll pat it down a little bit more. Rolling it. Okay. Now, if you guys want to go to a rolling pin at this point, you can. Or you can continue rolling by hand. I'm going to help them with the rolling pin. So, with kids' rolling pins.
By myself.
And when you.
Okay.
So when you roll the dough around, you want to continue to make sure that every roll that you're that you roll the dough around and make sure the dough's not sticking. So now you want to pick your dough up and make sure it's not sticking to the counter. Okay. Okay, now roll it out. Nice and even. And keep rolling. We want to try to keep this circle shape, okay guys?
Okay.
Perfect. Now roll it and put a little bit more
Pressure,
yeah, exactly. And now spin it. You're gonna spin the dough. And then roll that way. Awesome job, guys. Excellent. Pros. Okay. This is not their first time doing it, clearly, right, guys?
Yep.
Now we're gonna spin it. And see how this is a little thicker here? We're gonna roll that out.
Do you want me to spin it?
Let's see. Yeah, just make sure it's not sticking. And this is our dough that we're gonna be working with. Okay, so you're kind of holding it here and stretching it. Yeah. I don't know how much more.
Happy time.
Yeah, this might be done.
The rolling's so much fun.
So much fun. Okay, but I think you have a perfect pizza here, pal. You don't think?
I can do. What about the fork part? Doing the holes.
No, we're not gonna do that anymore. Okay. So I think that's good. I wouldn't add any more. Okay, buddy. So I'm gonna set mine aside for a second and let the kids finish. We're gonna put a little bit of flour down on the board, not too much. We don't want too much flour at the bottom of our pizza. And let's go, Angela.
That's mine. That's mine.
Okay, Angelina, I'm gonna put some sauce in there for you. Why don't you spread it around a bit? We're using a San Marzano tomato. Why don't you push, come closer. San Marzano tomatoes are really nice on pizza.
I want to run my back.
So you want to add your cheese? Not too much. Jeff, we're gonna do your sauce in a minute. You need to stop, okay?
And mine's bigger.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do less sauce. I did my sauce.
Okay. We want to take a nice, healthy handful, Angelina, and really get in there, okay? Well, you don't need
I
as
want to
much
do my
now.
sauce, Mom. I want to do my sauce. You want to... I don't want to get my hands too saucy.
Okay, so that's good. No, we don't. Now we need to wash our hands, please. Then we're gonna finish it with a sprinkle of oregano. You can wash your hands, okay? We're using dry oregano today. And a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. And this is gonna go in our oven. And we're just gonna give it a nice shimmy onto our pizza peel back there. I'm gonna try to put 2 on there. Okay, so now we got Jack's pizza here, so we're gonna put a little bit more flour on the peel. Like I said, not too much, we don't want it to stick.
I love that pizza.
Okay. Roll this out.
I did sauce, please.
You're gonna do sauce, so come bring your stool over.
Mom, move my out of here.
Hey.
Move a little bit more.
So now roll your, we don't want your sauce going to the edges now, so keep it in the middle. Easy, slow.
There's more sauce.
So we always take the back of the spoon and we go.
I want to do it by myself.
Okay. Not slow.
There's a leaf in there.
That's not a leaf. That's a basil leaf. You're right. It is a leaf, but it's a basil. It's a good
We
leaf.
can't eat basil.
Yes, you can. Okay, you're going too close to the edge there. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna stop. I'm gonna push the sauce. No, keep the bottom of the spoon. Okay, perfect.
And now we're gonna do the cheese. Can I do the cheese?
Yep. Nice big handful.
Handful.
And sprinkle it on there.
Kind of yummy.
Okay. Delicious.
Uh-huh.
And we're using a blend of mozzarella
Delicious.
and provolone.
Clever one.
All right.
That's good.
We're gonna do the same thing. We're doing. Kids are doing cheese.
I do that.
Okay. So this is our dry oregano.
Can I do-
And we're
can I
gonna
do-
do it with me.
can I
The
do
extra
broccoli?
virgin.
Can I do broccoli
Yep.
one?
The next one's the broccoli. Okay. So we're gonna put our pizza now
Provolone.
in the oven. A little shimmy, and then let it roll. As you can see, our pizza down here is getting beautiful. It's getting a beautiful crust. I felt like using a rolling pin today. Sometimes I do it by hand. I guess that's all the mood I'm in that day. Now the kids look forward to a Friday night pizza night at the house. We usually do that with the movie. They get to make their own pizza. And they get a little popcorn we make after. And just a fun tradition to have with the kids. So we got the pizza on here. Gonna rotate this around here. So we're gonna now make this into a broccoli, pepper, and onion pizza. So I steamed some broccoli up beforehand. I roasted some peppers and some onions on the stove with a little olive oil before, let it cool off. A few dollops of our homemade ricotta. So I put ricotta on half. Get everything on there. Okay, now I'm gonna pop this in the oven. I'm gonna take our pizza out. All right, so our pizzas look really nice. See the bottom? Nice, beautiful crust. That's what the pizza stone does. You get that pizza stone heated up really nice. It makes a beautiful crust. We're gonna roll out our last two doughs here. So we made a sauce earlier in the week, and I had some leftover meatballs, and I was like, well, we're making pizza. Let's put some meatballs on our pizza. Into little slices here, and I'm just gonna place them on the pizza. If you don't have extra meatballs that were in a sauce, just regular meatballs right from the oven is good. Okay, so I'm gonna give our pizza a rotate right here. This is our onion and broccoli pizza. I'm gonna give that about 2 or 3 minutes left on that. And we're gonna finish off our last pizza. So here we have our fresh mozzarella. So slices right on there. Fresh garlic on there. I'm gonna do a tiny bit of Parmesan. I know this is not the traditional margherita pizza, but I think it's really nice. Salt. I'm gonna let that. Okay, So while our margarita pizza is cooking and our other pizza is almost done, I am gonna chop up some fresh basil. So I rolled our basil together and I'm just gonna cut nice little strips of basil here to sprinkle on top of the pizza. Nice little basil chiffonade right here. Pop that to the corner. Now we're gonna pull out our pizza. It's our meatball pizza. So I'm gonna start slicing up the kids' pizzas. This is a rolling pin. Slice theirs into 8 into little smaller slices here. Beautiful slice of pizza, beautiful crust. So we have our last pizza that just came out of the oven, our margarita pizza. When our margarita pizza comes out of the oven, I will put fresh basil all over the top. And shove a little Parmesan there. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed our pizza video, and I would love to hear and see some pictures below of your pizza and your creations that you have done. Thank you for watching. Please give our page a like, share this, and eat well.